Is that a distraction? These voices
Zijn
here?
jullie pakkaden? Jullie pakkaden. Voilà, voices
So we can go to the temple. I think it's quiet there. We are going nowhere. Now, here. So. Bhagavatam was found in his tomb with a sphere and a cube of jade. A sphere in his left hand, if I recall correctly, and a cube in his right hand. These are basically mathematical objects. And the Mayan word for God is Hunapku, which signifies as much as the giver of movement and measure. The movement is the 1320 frequency, which is the base matrix that the 13 moon calendar, 13 moon 28 day calendar is based on, and the measure is a cube structure of 21 times 21 times 21. This is basically the language of creation, which is a language of number. X. Question: what is the middle between 1 and 7? Many people answer me it's 3.5. It's 4. From a dualistic perspective, and that is basically the place where we come from, we divide things. East is east and west is west, and never the twain shall meet. But opposite to duality, there is polarity. And polarity exists by the grace of unity. So we have 7 units, we look at the central unit, we find the number 4 with 3 units on either side of the 4. So the middle between 1 and 7 is the number 4. That's different than dualistic. Now what is the middle between 1 and 13? Very good. 7. So now we have 7 units on either side of them. 6 units on either side of the 7. Where with 4 we have 3 units on either side of the 4. So there's a doubling of the ratio of 3 to 6, with the 1 in the middle. So mathematically we can note this as 4 relates to 7, is how 7 relates to 13. And in mathematics this one is called a fractal. A fractal is a nested data set. And this is the base notation of what is called galactic standard time. It is a base number resonance that if you give a graphical representation or a representation in time, it keeps repeating the same cycles on a micro scale, on a meso scale, on a macro scale. So a triangle and another triangle. And if we play with these numbers and we put the number 4, 7 and 13 on the corners of one triangle, and we multiply, we get 4 times 7 is 28. We get 7 times 13, which is 91. And 4 times 13 is 52. What does this tell us? How much is 13 times 28? How much is 4 times 91? How much is 7 times 52? All of these add up to 364. So we must set 364. 5 times 13 is 65. 13 plus 20 is 33. And the middle between 1 and 65 is 33. And within the explanation that Juryt gave about the U Ching and the U Ching and all this complexification of number, basically we can divide 4 kin in groups, we call a harmonic, and we can have 64 harmonics, or 65 harmonics in one soul kin, and one in the middle, the 33rd, is void. So we can add all the 64 hexagrams of the I Ching and we can superimpose them over the soul kin. This is one base level of where these number systems meet each other. Because this particular information of tones and seals, the galactic notation, and the whole teachings of the Maya are not particularly from Central America. Just as the U Ching is not from China, or the Vedas are not from India. They're all of a higher order. And anyone that is able to just quiet his thought waves, which is the essence of practicing yoga or any spiritual technique, will download something or will resonate with something that is in conformity with whatever else is happening. No, we come from a place that is far from normal. And we return to normal. This is why I like when people experience something beautiful, ecstatic, tasting amazing, or synchronicity. This is normal. We return to normal. So, one first and important step in waking up to our true essence is to become aware of conditionings. And these are not conditionings that we just acquired in our life and from our parents, but over generations and generations and generations of being caught and forced into living in past and future instead of just being present, tuning into your essence. Our 7 main chakras, the central chakra is called Anahata in Sanskrit, which means no hit, like the sound of one hand clapping. And one smart-ass good friend of mine in Amsterdam says, oh, it still makes a sound, but basically it doesn't make a sound. It is the still voice of your heart that is leading you on. So if you tune into this and connect the brain with the heart, then you can just flow. And some people call me a yoga teacher. I like to say I just share my practice. But the yoga or the practice itself is not so interesting, but life is interesting. But in order to be able to comfortably flow with life, it is very helpful to do your practice, to make yourself sensitive to anything and everything that you create in your reality that is leading you on or distracting you. So nobody here is without a purpose. But we can be distracted or we can be mentally lazy. There's no obligation to do so, but we're all invited to do so. Again, we have a free will. With a free will we influence our reality. The essence of this influence is wisdom. Harmony is wisdom, wisdom is harmony. And the base mathematics or the language of creation that you find reflected in number and number systems are sort of the nuts and bolts or the grammar of telepathy.
And we live together.
How are you? Do you think to the ceremony? Wow, with the red queen this morning. Powerful. Hola.
Hola, Iva.
¿Demian? ¿Sí? Sí. Gente, les pedí silencio. People, we are asking for silence. So everybody that has its seat already may sit down and meditate. Entonces todos los que ya tengan su asiento, por favor, siéntense y mediten.